This is day 28 of my Practicing Visibility series. My name is Donovan. I am trying to become a known public figure for young people while actively getting over my fear of being seen. I am amped up right now because I just did a kind of like interview, like an expertise interview for this organization called Jack.org, which focuses on and supports youth mental health in Canada. It was a great conversation. I just realized, I'm saying this out here for the first time because, again, I don't really think people are watching this or going to see this. And if you are, that's cool. I appreciate you being here. I've always been kind of afraid to really say what I thought, that where I'm trying to go with this work. Like on the outside, people are like, oh, it's positive and you're helping kids. But it's much bigger than that. It's not just about teaching kids that like this is what mental health is and here's how you can take care of it. Like mental health is a big part of what I do, but I am way more passionate about youth empowerment. And youth empowerment is something that unless you're in that field, people just don't know about it. And I think it is so important because young people are literally our future. And right now, people are not talking to them about their lives and what's happening. We're viewing them through the lens of their kids and we're adults, but this is their life. This is their future. This is their world that they're going to inherit from us. And to give them no stake in it, to give them no voice in it, to talk down to them and then expect them to step into their power when they turn 18 is dumb. It's dumb. And I used to teach middle school, I taught high school, I used to teach kindergarten through second grade in my youth development programs. But when I got to college, or when I started teaching college when I was in grad school, I taught a program for freshmen, and it was like a transition class. So to help them prepare for life outside of college, even though they were still freshmen, it was just so obvious how many young people struggled with making decisions for themselves, second-guessed themselves, were deeply unsure of their strengths or what they were good at. Like a lot of these kids came to me with very little self-expertise. And that's what I tried to make that course about, which is like, what are your strengths? Like character strengths, professional strengths. What are your core values and how do you show up, or how do they show up in your life? How do you act on them? How do you build a community? Who is your support system? Like things like that are just things that we're not often teaching kids. And I say not often because in the world of social media, if you don't see it on social media, it may feel like it doesn't exist. And I think that that is not true. I know for a fact that I said this before, people have been doing youth empowerment work with kids forever. Okay, that's a dramatic, for a long time. So recently, over the past couple of weeks, I'm feeling a little bit like, I don't know the word, a little unhinged, honestly, because now that I'm just becoming more aware of how this system and how this world works, I am like triple committed to helping young people change things. I mean, they're the ones. If you think about humanity, if you think about our humanity, young people are the ones that are closer to it. And it's like, if you see kids, you can see it. They don't see the things that we see because they're not involved or embedded in our systems or things like that. They don't have these beliefs placed on them, right? They are closer to the core humanity than adults are. And that's also one of the reasons why I don't like working with older people, not like as coworkers, right? But teaching them, because for them, a lot of the stuff I teach, it's like impossible to get to them because they have so many beliefs, so many walls up. Their ego is just like such a huge protector of them. So it's like impossible. It feels like it's impossible to get to them or for them to even be open to it. But with young people, they can still change. They can still grow. Like they are still developing. And I do believe adults can change. I just think that it's a lot harder for them to do it if they're not willing to let go of some of those belief systems or some of those identity pieces that really, make them feel who they are. So I have been kind of like on the background pushing for youth revolution, pushing for youth empowerment, and one kid at a time, one audience at a time, one classroom at a time, because even if there's 5 kids in a classroom of 20, well, it's America. If there's 5 kids in a classroom of 35, right? Let's say it that way, who listen and they are interested, then those kids can go and do really amazing things and impact the community. And again, I'm not saying that every person has to go out and save their communities. I'm saying that we can take small steps in our personal lives with our friends, communities, families that can have huge impacts on people. Today I got to talk with a former student of mine. She was in 7th grade when I taught her. She was wonderful. And we did a unit on youth activism. I taught them about youth activists. And there's a moment, it's actually on my TikTok, there's a moment where she was describing Mari Copney, who is Little Miss Flint from Flint, Michigan. She's a youth activist, even though she's not really a kid anymore. And she was describing her character. And I remember listening to her and being like, this girl gets it. She gets it. And today I found out she is either graduating this year. Yeah, she's graduating this year, high school. She's organizing protests. Surprise! She's in activism. So we shouldn't just protect kids, we need to empower them. Full stop. See you tomorrow.